Hi guys, welcome to Life in Motion. I'm Jack and this is my 2015 John Cooper Works. So welcome to my 2015 John Cooper Works. This one's finished off in Thunder Grey and it has got some bonnet stripes. It's just got the little kind of red line with the black as well, so it looks really nice. It does tie up nicely because it has got a red contrasting roof and contrasting mirrors. Going down to the side as well, speaking of contrasting, we do have these what I think are 18-inch alloys, and then it's got the kind of red brake calipers as well, just kind of going on that one, which I actually do think makes a really nice contrast to the car. Just brings out the little bits of red in it, and so worth getting that one, absolutely indeed. I've got these LED strips, you've probably seen on quite a few of them. The new Mini now comes with a complete ring, and it has got those, what are those, Xenons? Whatever they are, those are in there, which is pretty cool. Has also got the little red stripe along the bottom there as well, which looks great. Move around to the other side. This one has got front and rear parking sensors, which is always really useful. Just look up on here, you can see there is a sunroof as well. This does slide all the way back, although this one does not. But they are obviously tinted as well. I think this is an option to have those tinted windows, which is probably worth it. I think they call it sun protection or something, but it's actually quite nice, and it is worth it. But yeah, that's on there as well. On there. So we'll move around the back. Now you will see something that isn't standard or wasn't an option on the 2015. Well, this was a late 15, but 2015 model, which are these lights. Can you see? So they look like a Union Jack on there. Now, the reason I've got those is because a company called Mulgari, which I'll put a link in the description below, but a company called Mulgari have a kit that you can do on it, and oh god, there it is. They actually just put it in for me as well. I think there was a slight problem with the fitting kit they had, so they did it for me, but they were really good, and they look great as well. They kind of light up. The little bit down there is the reversing bit, and then they just had the kind of Union Jack on either side to make it look nice. But while we're here, it does look good, doesn't it? We've got the John Cooper Works badge, and I bet a lot of you have seen the John Cooper Works, and I think it's called the Pro Exhaust. You can see in there's like a little valve thing. Can you see? You can't really see the valve, to be honest, but you can see there's a little tronic thing compared to that side. There's nothing on that side. There is. That's just because there's a valve in this side of the exhaust, and then what that actually does is just open a valve up and make it sound a little bit louder and probably increase that airflow a little bit better. Now there is a exclaimer on the little button that you show. I'll show you the button in a second, which does say that you can't use that on the road. It's not probably for the noise, it's probably more for the emissions, but I'm pretty sure most people do. But to be safe, make sure you don't use it on the road. Yeah, right. Right, going round, obviously got chrome window cap. Oh, actually, while we're here, I'll just jump in the boot. So, in the boot, you have, it's not a bad size boot, if I'm honest, but it's not, it's not massive. You probably wouldn't want to have a child's seat and all that rubbish, the buggy thing, but I bet someone's got it. So if you have got a child and you have got it in the boot, let me know, because that would be pretty cool. But under here as well, I don't know if this is a standard option or whether this is just in mine, but you have got like an extra load space under there. Now under here, under there is a little toolkit, locking wheel nut, screwdriver, and then a towing eye. I think there's clearly should be something there because there's a bit of outgrowth. I don't know what should be there, but should find out what that is. But there's no spare wheel because obviously this beautiful car has run flats, which I've gone through 3 of. Not going to go on anything now, but yeah, there is no spare wheel on this one. Oh, what's in there? I don't know what's in there, but it's probably something cool. And then you have got little releases there for the boot, and then those go backwards. They go down when you're there. Alrighty. Oh god, it's stuck. There, got it. There we go. On the side, you've got this comfort access. See that little button there? So what you do, as long as the key's on your person somewhere, then when you come up to it, you press that button and it will unlock. And then when you leave the car, just press it and it locks. So it's pretty useful there. you've got this central infotainment system, which you can turn on the ignition by pressing the big old stop button there. You can see that. I'll light it up there. There you go. And obviously then all your bits come up on here. Now, obviously, you go through different menus on there as well, which I'll touch over later. But in here, you can see I've got a... Can you see the red stitching on there? Red stitching, which matches on the steering wheel. I've also got red stitching on the seats as well, and obviously the red all inside. Now, this car was specced up with black on here. I know you can change that colour to red and things. I've gone for black. On this one I chose black with the piano black as well, which I think looks nice and crisp and classy. We roll up to the top here. I'm going to start from the kind of the bottom and work down. But it's got Harman Kardon stereo system, which is really good. You know, when you get up to certain songs with more bass and you crank it up a little bit more, it does struggle a little bit, but no, it's a good little system. Also got a head-up display. If I can just zoom in, it may take a little while, but it does give me, there you go. So it gives you your speed. That's also sign recognition, which is useful. And if I press on this one, you can maybe, oh no you can't. This one, there you go. So you see I've got songs on there as well. On there, and it will display directions as well. If you've got directions, it will have an arrow saying where to go, which is pretty cool. Rolling down, now if you haven't got a head-up display, I think this button is normally there, but there is a sport, mid, and then a green mode on here. You can just kind of swivel it to your left. If you do turn it to the left, goes to sport, and it says go-kart, and then if you actually press the little button, it will give you your power figures and your torque, which is pretty cool. And then if you go into the middle, it goes into the mid mode, and go to the right, and it goes into green mode, low consumption. It does automatically turn the auto start stop on. So if you so if you want to turn that off, do, because I do as well. But yeah, that's on there. But otherwise, sometimes it is on there as well. And dependent on what what's it called, mini connected or something, I can't remember. You either get this or you get a slightly smaller version. This one is the highest one with a trackpad, so you can draw letters on for your navigation. You've got all your different things there. This one's the top one there, and this kind of rotates as well as you see fit. Adaptive cruise control. So you can see on, oh, it's getting loud. Shh, shh, shh. You can see on here, I've got the, there you go. You see, it's just popped up, goes like that, and then you can obviously increase and decrease your speed. That one chooses the distance between the car, your car, and the car in front. You can increase or decrease that one by those ones there as well. And a limiter as well. You have still got a limiter. And on the right side, talk to the car, the little man's face. That one answers and end calls as well. And then on here is just the little controls, which you can see. You can kind of flick through the different modes on my head up and use those, which is pretty cool. You have got, while I'm on the steering wheel, you have got good maneuverability. That was a good word. Which is you pop that down, and this will raise up, raise down, go in and go out how you want it. So that is actually really useful. I'm just going to touch on these seats. Now, I really like them. They are Alcantara. You can kind of see this. You can see that it's like suede really. But I probably think Alcantara is probably made more durable for cars to sit on. But it's Alcantara. It's a full bucket seat. They are an option, and it has got this kind of red strip down the sides, and just look really nice. It has got an embossed, well, I say embossed, it's on the plastic, but a little JCW logo, and there is a little vent through there, and you can see my hand. There is a vent on the back there, which is probably to keep you cool when you're racing around. This does slide out and in like normal cars. They are all manual. I think they're all manual across the whole range, but there's a little one there you can lift, and then the back goes forward and backwards, and you can pump up and down, slide it forwards and backwards, as you normally would in a car. So for some of you, the inside of the car probably doesn't really matter. You probably don't care, and I can appreciate that. And so, what I would do now is I will stop talking, and you can enjoy the driving of this 2015 John Cooper Works. Fitted with a 2-litre litre turbocharged engine. Under the bonnet it does say twin turbo power, which I don't really know what that means, but it does mean that it has 228 brake horsepower and 236 foot-pounds of torque. Now, for people who don't really care about what that means that this car goes from 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds. The automatic does it at 6.1, I think, maybe quicker with the newer system coming out. I'm comparing to the one when it was released in late 2015. The car is not the quickest. And we're gonna get rid of the Golf Rs and the S3s because they're 300 horsepower, they're all-wheel drive. We don't care about those. We care about S1, Fiesta ST, those kind of realm. Now, this car, I think, has got one of, if not the most power out of that little group. Certainly over the ST, maybe the S1 probably is maybe the same. However, ST, this will have it on the line to the straight. S1, it won't. The S1's, I think, under 6 seconds, incredibly quick. They have rearranged their whole chassis, and I know their rear design of their S1s to fit the Quattro system, so that's a massive investment. So you know that's maybe not going to stand a chance against this, which is obviously this is just front wheel drive, so we're not going to get anywhere near. In the corners, S1, I don't know actually. I haven't really seen anyone take it to the max around the corner. I guess it's good. Fiesta ST, a friend had one a while ago, and it was very good, a very good handling car. This one, it's so. When you get into a corner and you have not much speed, you plant your foot and then you take it off, you will go sideways, lift off oversteer, which is always a bit fun. If you've got, I don't know where I am now, this is interesting. If you go into a corner too fast, you get understeer. But once you figure that out, it's so fun to play with, honestly. So, what's it like round town? Well, this one has the adaptive suspension. So when I'm in sport mode now, it can go really bouncy. And I think dampeners dampen more or less, whatever that means to make it tighter, I don't really know. And then when you go into green mode, it goes all soft. Mid mode's in the middle, nice and steady, but the steering goes heavier. Throttle response in sport goes a little bit quicker, by the way. But round town, I'm currently in a little town. There's nothing major going on with the car. I mean, it's not big, it's not heavy. I'm in sport as well, but it's still not heavy. It's comfortable. I'm going over bumps, but I think it's probably compared to what you're used to. I had a TT a little while ago. I always had a Q3, and those are quite different cars. They're not the most comfortable things, but they're not designed to be. And actually, I think it's perfectly fine if you're going through any kind of town with bumpy roads. So there's something quite big about this car that probably a lot of people do like, and it is the exhaust. Now, the reason why people like it is because it comes with this button. Now on it, I'm driving. I think it says double tap track mode. Now what that means is when you are on a track and you double tap that button, it goes from normal JCW to loud JCW, and it goes mad. There's a valve in the exhaust that opens up, and I think it bypasses muffler, maybe, whatever it does, and it absolutely screams. It sounds awesome. So what I'll do is I will pop it into just normal mode at the moment. So I'm in sport on normal mode, and what we'll do is we'll turn around and you'll be able to hear what it sounds like when it's in just normal mode. I'm going to put that window down just a little bit. Right, so this is normal, and I'm drop down and give it a bit. Can you hear it? So that was just standard sport with it off. All right, so that was normal. So now if I just pop the little button on, it flashes to me, tells me it's right. Then I'll just drop down to second again. There's no one behind me. I'm gonna slow down into second. Ready? Oh! You can probably tell that it's now cracking, banging, it's making a huge sound. Oh, yes! It's just so good. So that's it. That has been the first look and drive of my 2015 John Cooper Works. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you like it on the video. And if you haven't, comment and tell me what you didn't like. And then next time I can make sure I don't do it and make sure you like it more. But make sure you subscribe to see future videos. But for now, I will see you soon.